It is Saturday, the 26th of October, 2024, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM, the program created to document that which can happen when Jamaicans at home join hands with Jamaicans abroad. And we're looking forward to continuing our part in strengthening the relationship at home and abroad. Feel free to chime in. Feel free to make suggestions. And we look forward to learning from you just as you have been learning from us. And we appreciate your listenership and support. We want to, first of all, take a look at what's in the news in terms of the Gleaner, just so Jamaicans at home and abroad have a sense of what's happening in the land of our birth. So what do we have here now? Smith, invest in more teachers, not pastors. That's on the front page of today's Gleaner. And the Smith being referred to here is the JTA president, Dr. Mark Smith. Well, we have long known this, haven't we? And that's not going to end anytime soon, because we're always going to need the teachers. So JTA president criticizes proposal for clergymen to fill in as religious educators. I Dare You is a screaming headline. And there's a picture as well of the opposition senator. That's Lambert Brown, opposition senator, challenges government to repeal illicit enrichment clause in Corruption Prevention Act. So that squabble continues. Teen among 4 dead in separate motor vehicle crashes. although they have accidents here. Oh my goodness. Jeez. And condolences to those impacted negatively by this horrendous crash. Protecting those who protect is another of the stories. National Security Minister urges focus on police wellness at Mental Health Symposium. No Eggless Christmas. Egg Farmers Association promises adequate supply for holiday winter tourist season. Trial of Kahal Yahweh member rescheduled to November. St. Elizabeth Fire Superintendent urges vigilance as hurricane season still active. In fact, I believe I saw upon turning on this device of another system. Is it Christy? Kristy that I saw. One of those. See if we can check that. A new tropical storm could pose dangers around Halloween. And I'm sure we're going to hear more. There are impactful photos showing heavy damage to Florida coastlines from hurricanes Helene and Milton. So, a lot of work still to be done in that regard, but we give thanks that the numbers have not been too much. One is too many. But because of readiness and preparedness and forthrightness, some work has been done in that department. So we are finished for the moment on this page. Let's flip the pages. Dental challenges drive Gregan Johnson to find her purpose. That's another. This is Oral Health Month. Jamaican Nurses Association of New Jersey. We've reached the diaspora page already here as we flip the virtual pages of the Gleaner. So Jamaican Nurses Association of New Jersey elects new president. And so that's Celia Ogilvy, pictured here receiving her instruments of office from Jamaica Nurses Association past president Lorraine Phillips at the handover ceremony on September 28th. Let's go to the break and come back. 15 minutes past 6 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means It's 4:15 a.m. in Los Angeles, California. Also on the diaspora pages, applications open for first new medical school in the Greater Toronto area in over a century. And the story is online applications are now open to prospective students for the first cohort of the MD program at Toronto Metropolitan University's TMU's new School of Medicine, which will be situated in Brampton, Ontario, a diverse and rapidly growing community shaped by increased immigration and in which there is a large Jamaican community. But of course, the Jamaicans would have to be in on that, right? And there are other stories in today's Gleaner: extortion and the NWA. And that says a lot, though, doesn't it? Don't want to get us started on that one right now. Letters to the editor. Stop verbal attacks on media. It is irresponsible. This one, Ministry of Labour office in Clarendon, unsuitable for public. Proactive approach to discipline in schools is another letter. And in terms of the columns this week, Tony Dale writes, Trump and swallow truth. And the other of the two columns is telling us Ronald Sanders telling us that the World Bank's report on equity and growth ignores Caribbean realities. UN mission in Lebanon hit again by explosions. And then we get to the classifieds. Lots of those. Lots of classified ads. Lots of pictures as well. Colorful events, colorful people. The sporting section. Holgate excited after Reggae Boys' debut. And McLaren pleased with win against difficult opponents. Barbadian refs enjoying life in JPL. And it goes on. But we're going to leave it there for now and say thank you very much for staying in touch. But we are grateful to be able to share these updates with you. And the procurement pages are quite plentiful as well. Jade to host National Debaters Week is another of the stories. So that's it from us for now. As far as the quick review of the Gleaner goes, as we get ready to get used to additional features during the Jamaican Diaspora Live online going forward. So that's just to give you an idea of what is to come. As usual, we have to also give you an idea of the tremendous work that is being done in fundraising efforts in the diaspora and applying those resources right here in Jamaica. So that's why we are never backward in coming forward when it comes to sharing the information in terms of the events, because that's how the funds are raised, and that's how the different institutions, individuals, organizations benefit, whether it be students, teachers, other professionals who are having issues that the resources raised give a sense of comfort with respect to what is possible. All right, so we're going to look at some of these events promoting fundraisers. The Grace Kennedy Jamaican Birthright Program is now accepting applications until the 30th of November. You can visit bit.ly/GK Birthright to apply. There's an entity as well called Pan-African Credit Union Initiative. That's a powerful movement, and that is featured here as well. The Pan-African Credit Union Initiative Advisory Committee inviting us to complete a brief survey as part of a research project that aims to explore how a Pan-African credit union could foster financial empowerment and Black economic mobility in Ontario. So that's useful information gathering for the Jamaican communities, the Black communities in Canada. Reggae Night Radio is also being highlighted. Mico Alumni Association annual banquet and scholarship fundraiser. So it's hosted by Curtis Ennis the Halton Public School Board first Black Director of Education. That's a bit of news there. And so hosted by Curtis Ennis, the MICO Alumni Association annual banquet and scholarship fundraiser. So this is what we're talking about. Members of the Jamaican community in the diaspora raising funds for the betterment of Jamaica and Jamaicans. Featuring comedian Nago Morris, DJ Corey, and there's the Miss Letna Healing Hope fundraising brunch, Fighting the Good Fight. Funds donated to Scarborough Health Network's centenary site, the Jamaica Cancer Society, and Taibu Community Health Center. And this is scheduled for Sunday coming, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at St. Peter and Paul Banquet Hall, 231 Milner Avenue in Scarborough, Ontario. The keynote speaker, Dr. Ulana Kawun, the General Surgeon at Scarborough Health Network Centenary Campus. Hosted by Marcia Brown, founder and artistic director of Marcia Brown Productions. Performances by Dave McLaughlin, Anika, Latoya Mullings, and Nero Dance Creations, sponsored by JN Money. Coming up as well in this season, the Kingston College Old Boys Association Toronto chapter presenting an evening of elegance. Fortis Annual Reunion and Awards Banquet. Saturday, the 2nd of November. MC Dwight Barrelman Ross, DJ Night Flight with Selector Barbican, honoree Jerome Henry Foundation. And at the same St. Peter and Paul Banquet Hall, 231 Milner Avenue in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. The Jamaica Ex-Soldiers Association is also having their fundraiser, their 32nd anniversary fundraising banquet and bursary awards, scheduled for the Woodbine Banquet and Convention Center, 30 Vice Regent Boulevard in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And it's scheduled for Saturday, the 2nd of November. Mix and mingle 6 to 7 p.m. Dinner, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Entertainment featuring the Resolution all-female reggae band. Music by H.J. Hycon. Prizes and surprises. Advance tickets, 100 Canadian dollars. Yes. And $116 after October 19th. Under the distinguished patronage of Mr. Kurt Davis, Consul General of Jamaica at Toronto. Let's tell you some more in just a moment. 6:30 in the morning here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston, 5 St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 8:30 a.m. in Hamilton, Bermuda. Let's continue to share for a moment longer the fundraisers happening in Canada in the name of Jamaica and Jamaicans at home and abroad. So here's another one under the distinguished patronage of Mr. Kurt Davis, Consul General of Jamaica at Toronto. Deborah Earhart presenting the recorded screening of What's Your Story, Jamaica, in association with Arts and Culture Jamaica, Saturday, the 2nd of November at 7 in the evening. Tickets 29 Canadian dollars at eventbrite.com. Miles Nadal, JCC, Al Green Theatre, 750 Spadina Avenue, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's the 4th annual storytelling competition. After 3 highly successful productions in 2022 to 2024, Deborah Earhart, along with Half Moon, will invite storytellers to the stage on February 8th, 2025, to vie for $1 million in cumulative prize money in the 4th annual storytelling competition. What's Your Story, Jamaica? Arts and Culture Jamaica, Inc., inviting all to come out in support of storytelling, the oral tradition embedded in Jamaican culture, and to simply enjoy the screening of past performances that will have you both laughing and sighing and reliving Jamaica's unique cultural heritage through the art of storytelling. So you can look out for those events and happenings in Canada. Also to come, Look What Fell Out the Mango Tree. scheduled for Sunday, the 3rd of November at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Same Al Green Theatre, 750 Spadina Avenue, Toronto, Ontario. And tickets, 39 Canadian dollars. Part proceeds to benefit What's Your Story, Jamaica? Citizens for Advancement of Community Development Transforming Communities is another initiative. The CACD for short, International Decade for People of African Descent. At the iPad Excellence Gala, addressing the importance of social justice and equity for people of African descent. And this will be at the Mississauga Convention Center. Red carpet, curated dinner, live music, dance, and dramatic performances, an interactive cultural art exhibition, exciting auction, and raffle prizes. Keynote speaker, the Honorable Greg Fergus, Speaker of the House of Commons in Canada. And all are encouraged to purchase their tickets today or visit cacdcanada.org. Another fundraiser, Kirk Diamond with Amoy, November the 23rd, 8 o'clock in the evening. It's called The Rose. The Church of Canada, L'Église du Canada, that's the French translation, English and French. So the Church of Canada, or to translate it to French, L'Église du Canada, cordially invites you to their fundraising dinner. Guest speaker, Mr. Kurt Davis, Consul General of Jamaica at Toronto. It is correct. It wasn't an error at all. That's the designation. The Consul General of Jamaica at Toronto. That's actually correct. Live performances by Mirella Kerenshi, the Johnsons, Minister Tiffany Hall, Pastor Colleen Sherwood, Bishop Venice Jackson, other special guests, Manuela Gusi, Minister Melissa Legore, Minister Tiffany Hall, and no doubt others. So this is Saturday, November the 23rd at 7 o'clock in the evening. And then the Lansing United Church Community Hall, 49 Bogart Avenue in North York, Ontario. The cost is 65 Canadian dollars for adults. Répondez s'il vous plaît, RSVP. Special dietary needs on or before October 31st, 2024. And there's the email address, cocrsvps@gmail.com. For more information, call 647-712-3423. Still to come, join us for an evening of hope and inspiration fundraising gala. This is scheduled for Saturday, the 30th of November, from 6 in the evening to 1 the following morning. And it's being held at the Panamonte Banquet and Convention Center. So apologies for that break. The device. Okay, it's back. Join us for an evening of hope and inspiration fundraising gala, Saturday, November 30th, 2024. Cocktails at 6, start time 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. And this is at Panamonte Banquet and Convention Center, 220 Humberline Drive in Etobicoke. Tickets 120 Canadian. You can get your tickets or become a sponsor. It's a spectacular night to remember. Live entertainment, gourmet dinner, inspiring stories, exclusive silent auction, mix and mingle, dance the night away with DJ Beaks, hosted by MC Dale Brown, renowned gospel recording artist, hailing from Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Kingston, Jamaica. All right. A lot happening in Canada. Surely a lot happening in Canada. All right, let's see some of the other events and fundraisers. Autumn Bingo, JC, Jamaica College Old Boys Association, presenting Autumn Bingo. And this is scheduled for Saturday, the 30th of November from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. $20 for 2 bingo cards, 3 games, 9 chances to win up to 1,000 Canadian dollars. Ebenezer Holiness Church of God, Black Creek Community Health Center is the venue for their fundraiser, Mind, Body, Spirit, a Christian youth group, Health, Wellness, and Wellbeing Expo. And this is Saturday, the 30th of November, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., featuring health screening, testing, and consultation, mental and emotional wellness, nutritional health, emotional intelligence, physical wellness, financial literacy, message therapy, barbering services, wellness lounge, exhibits and displays, cultural performances, and entertainment. And for those wondering, whatever happened to Jerkfest? Jerkfest is still on. Saturday, December the 7th, Jerkfest Holiday Gala, Blue Radiance, a night of elegance and giving. And this will be at the Canadian Convention Center, 79 Bramsteel Road in Brampton. Cocktails at 6, dinner at 7. Father Ho Long and Friends is getting some of the action here, presenting Caribbean Christmas. This should be joyful. Jamaican 5 tenors. And it will be at St. Peter and Paul Banquet Hall. The St. Andrew Old Girls Association Toronto chapter still calling for past students. We'll tell you more in just a moment. 15 minutes to 7 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 12:45 p.m. in London, England. Yes, we were saying that the St. Andrew Old Girls Association Toronto chapter are calling all past students, all St. Andrew High School old girls living in Canada in the Greater Toronto area. They want to hear from you, St. Andrew High School old girls. Please email with your name, the year you graduated, and contact info so they can keep in touch and help make life more abundant. That's from their motto, life more abundant. We want to hear from you. Please register by emailing sahstoronto@sahs.edu.jm. So if you are a St. Andrew High School old girl, or if you prefer past student, if you're a St. Andrew High School past student, here's your opportunity to connect with your fellow, in this case it's alumni, ALUMNAE. So check out your alumni and connect, link up. All right. Also, the Feed the Future program is on. Make a tax-deductible donation to help end campus hunger among Jamaican university students. There's another initiative worth supporting. So I think we're going to leave that there for now. but we will repeat the one with respect to applications now open for the 2025 Grace Kennedy Birthright Program. Applications now open for the 2025 Grace Kennedy Birthright Program. And Grace Kennedy is pleased to announce the applications are now open for the 2025 Jamaican Birthright Program, with a deadline for submissions set for November 30th, 2024. The 2025 program will welcome 4 university students of Jamaican descent from Canada, the United Kingdom, and the United States for a 5-week professional and cultural internship right here in Jamaica. The internship, scheduled from June 28 to August 7, 2025, offers participants a unique chance to work with a Grace Kennedy subsidiary aligned with their career goals, while deepening their connection to Jamaican culture through immersive heritage pathway tours. Caroline Mahfood, CEO of the GK Foundation, which coordinates the program on the company's behalf, expressed the importance of fostering relationships with the next generation of the Jamaican diaspora, saying, "Connecting with the next generation is very important to Grace Kennedy. Many second and third generation Jamaicans are familiar with the delicious food and world-renowned music, but have never had the opportunity to experience our culture in a way that allows them to make deep, long-lasting connections with Jamaica." That's the aim of the Birthright program. Eligible applicants for the 2025 GK Birthright program must be second or third generation Jamaicans with Jamaican parents or grandparents aged 18 to 25 years and enrolled in an undergraduate or postgraduate degree program with a grade B average or higher. They should also demonstrate a strong passion for learning about their Jamaican heritage and a genuine interest in contributing to diaspora activities. For more information and application details, visit www.bit.ly/GK Birthright or email gkfoundation@gkco.com with any inquiries. So now you know where to go. And I think we have exhausted the list of fundraisers. So we're going to just talk it up to the next 5 minutes or so and make way for our first guest this morning on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online here on Power 106. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. And looking forward, as usual, to your full participation. After all, it is your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106. Just a reminder or two about the contribution of the diaspora and the impact on Jamaica and Jamaicans at home and abroad. And so let's share some of that with you. Let's go down the line here. So, for those, for example, those Jamaicans who have been looking to take up job opportunities in America, American truck drivers earn, this is just to fill the bit of a gap there. American truck drivers earn 85,000 US dollars for starters. That's 12,750,000 Jamaican dollars. 800,000 people of Jamaican heritage live in the United Kingdom. More than 5,000 people work at Sangster International Airport. 16 out of 28 economies in the region, as in the Caribbean region, depend on tourism. In 2019, the travel and tourism sector contributed 59 billion US dollars to the Caribbean's gross domestic product, GDP, and on average contributes 33% of the GDP and 52% of the export receipts. Direct employment amounted to $413,000, representing an average of 18% of the total employment. That's information that was shared by Ed Bartlett while delivering a speech some time ago. It is estimated that there are more people of Jamaican heritage residing overseas than the approximately 2.7 million people who live on the island. Of those in the diaspora, at least 1.8 million are based in the United States of America, with the majority, 750,000, located in the state of Florida. Some 650,000 live in the UK, the majority concentrated in London, while 300,000 are based in Canada, the majority residing in Toronto. All right, we're going to pause there for the time being, take the break coming up, and then we'll invite our first guest of the morning here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. So we look forward to your full participation as usual, and we trust that you will find the information useful. But first, let's get ready for the break, and then we come right back. Coming up to 7 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 8 o'clock in the evening in Beijing, China. Sure, sure. Okay. Among other things. Right, Steve? Mhm. And you have an interest in contributing to the development of the institution. Does it have anything to do with Beryl?
it so happened that Manning's was actually rated. I don't remember if it was category one or um, in the A section, but it was rated as one of the schools which was the most severely damaged, and so it was given priority. And from our fundraising, so based on that, we looked at what we could do with the funds that we had, since the ministry said that they were going to stand the cost of fixing the damaged area. So we had the fundraising, and one of our past students who actually operates the hardware, his family operates some hardware, and one in the main one is actually in Little London called Samuel Hardware, and he also, our past student from my year group, has one in Negril, Samuel Hardware. And so he decided too that he would join the effort and donate $1 million worth of business supplies. So we decided to say, okay, we look at and how we're meant to do this, and we had a discussion with the school, the chairman of the board, and currently, and with all parties. So my year group is the 83-year group who was doing the fundraiser. And there was another year group, the 84-year group, which had decided that they were going to convert a building, an existing building, from a school classroom. And so they were actually about to start that project before Beryl hit. And after Beryl, they started the project. So they were doing fundraising along the way for that. And then another year group, the 86-year group, decided that they were going to join the effort that of what the 84-year group, and do a fundraiser to help the 84-year group. So we decided that we're going to jump on that too, because we have a severe shortage of classrooms at Mine. So the decision was taken by my group to donate the building supplies to the building conversion to the classrooms which were being built. So now it's now a joint project between the 84-year group, the 86-year group, and ourselves, the 83-year group. I should also quickly mention that we have another past student, one by the name of Victor Lowe, who also decided that he wanted to help, and he has given substantial financial assistance. Let me also quickly add that this is not Victor Lowe's first go at it. He actually donated STEM, or participated in the donation of a STEM building, which actually bears his name now. So it's a collaborative effort where that is concerned, with ourselves, the 83-year group, the 84-year group, which spearheaded this project, and the 86-year group, and Victor Lowe, and our staff member, Mr. Samuels, who is currently located in the Negril area. Samuel. We had a discussion with the chairman of the board, and the decision was taken to use that money to put in place a good audio and visual unit in the auditorium, as So we decided to do that because my year group had also adopted the auditorium as a to take it needs some work, some TLC. So we had also adopted the auditorium. So it fell right in line in terms of what we wanted to do. Just to also say that the auditorium was the brainchild of a principal, our principal, or the principal that was there, headmaster that was there during our time, which was Mr. Nito. We, for our 40th reunion, we did a mural of him on that auditorium, and the auditorium was subsequently renamed to Mr. Nito's, the Edward George Nito's auditorium, and so that was in line with Herbert George Nito. His name almost slipped me there for a minute. Um, that was, but we know them by Mister and not necessarily the first name. But so yeah, so the funds that we raised um, from our from the various fundraising effort is going to be used towards the audio and visual unit for the auditorium. And at this point, I just also want to thank all of the class of all of the members of the class of '83 who contributed to this effort, because we know too that, and let me say that it was a mix of people who are past students who are in the diaspora and also in Jamaica. So it's a very good mix. But we know that they too had damages, and they even though they suffered personal damage, either directly or indirectly, they still decided that they wanted to participate in this noble effort. And so I really want to say thank you. And the school they've also expressed their gratitude for what was done. So, I just want to say thank you to everyone. And also to Mr. Samuel, Colonel Samuel of Samuel Hardware, who stepped up in a big way. Just want to say thank you to him and his family too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it in a nutshell, Dervan.
So let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes past 7 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32, Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 9:15 a.m. in Hamilton, Bermuda.
November is Food Month, and the cleanest, sizzling advertising specials are ready to make your brand more it deserves. Our strategic placements and massive reach will help you seize the market, get ahead of the race, elevate your business, claim your brand's rightful position, and lock in your sweet spot. Call your cleaner representative or 876-932-6020 or email advertising@cleanerjm.com. Get seen, get results, advertise for the cleaner this Food Month, and dominate.
Please be advised that the telephone lines for the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, are currently out of service. Persons wishing to reach the agency can do so on the following alternate numbers: 876-618-0215 and 876-618-0217. NEPA is working feverishly to have its telephone service restored in the quickest possible time and wishes to apologize to its clients for any inconvenience caused. The proceeding was a public service announcement by the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA.
In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, shine. You need to know. Shine. Anything you want to be. You give me shine. Oh, shine.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Our guest is Steve MacDonald. I'm not sure which designation to identify Steve with, because he wears a few hats.
I'm always a managed man, so that one is always permanent. Western and Sablamars and Lennon Studios are always permanent, and of course, Jamaican.
Yes, indeed. So if you could just step back a bit and take us from what you observed or experienced at the initial stage of burial, and where the state of affairs is right now at the institution.
Sure.
Mhm.
Sure. So burial caused us a significant amount of damage when the entire roof of two blocks disappeared, which is gone, completely gone. And there was I think the correct term is slabs running across. The board which went across was taken off, and you saw a few pieces on the ground. It reminds me of Loving Their song where he said, "You submit this," right?
I don't think the singing thing will work for you, though, Steve.
I think it's early in the morning. The voice has a warm up again. You need that vocal warming. But
Mm.
they really came and just took the room and just move it. We saw some pictures of or some videos, more precise, of it happening in the U.S. with their hurricane, the last one that they had. And I think it was more like that. We didn't have any video recorded, but it seemed like it just peeled off the roof. So the roof, the board that was there, they're all gone. And a section of the auditorium that it wasn't a large section, but a large enough section. There was a gaping hole there. It just lit, and that is metal framing. That was built, I think, around. That would have been built around 80, I think around 80, 1980, 1980, somewhere around there. And that section of it, probably about, if I was to make a guess, I'd probably say for 1/6 or 1/7 or 1/6 of it. It just tore it off, and that was all metal. So that section all gone. So we had, and a few classrooms, they were also damaged. It also it also caused structural damages too, because with the building now weak as it's not, they don't have the boarding to hold it together. Some of I understand that there were cracks and displacement of some of the wall structure. So that also took place. And even the building that was actually converted, there was also damage to that building too. So all of that has to be taken into consideration. And of course, there was also electrical damage, damage to the electrical wiring. Some of the classroom material would have been damaged as it's now exposed to the elements. And then in addition to that, based on the pictures that I saw, was pretty much just picked up and just dumped on the ground. So you can imagine the mess. Everything just scattered, thrown all over the place. So that was also something, and then the dirt which would have been generated because so it almost looked like a war zone afterwards in terms of what happened. The displacement of things. War zone meaning someone dropped a bomb in the area and damaging their respective blocks. It's not classroom now, but there were blocks. And I think from one, it was the main one, I think, probably had around 8 classes, may have been 8 classrooms on the top layer. And so the 16 would have been about a 16 class block, and then the other one may have been a 4 or 6 block, if I remember correctly. And then from there, you had different areas where things were torn off, one or two places, and some structural damages in different areas. Windows too, window pane were also broken. We had the iconic building, the old building we call it, and that was also, if there was boarding around it, because it's no longer safe to use. That all the boarding around it sometimes were taken up and thrown away. So one of the things that I also had to also want to mention, which I thought was just a bit crazy, and the state that we're in, and I don't really want to go off, take it off course, but it's disappointing that a few people out there decided that they wanted to take advantage of the situation, and some of the things which was on the ground decided that they wanted to steal it. Luckily, there were secret guards on the compound, and they were able to stop that quick. But I just found it a bit unfortunate, and because the school is there to serve, it serves all of it, and it serves all of it. So you've got those persons. I'm pretty sure that doesn't have want to manage. There's no one who takes money to the step down, but I'm pretty sure that they would have had some family members who would have gone to mass. So that was a bit disappointing. But I guess that's the state of where we're at now. So, but that even show more the importance of why pastors had to get involved to do what we need to do to ensure that the school was back up and running. And that was another thing too that I just wanted to quickly mention. As after a few days, well, the next day, I would say, after hurricane passed, or past students, as we have different group, WhatsApp group and social media groups, the past students were inquiring there we started to inquire as to how we can help. And I must say that the management of the school were quick on the draw. And so they said, okay, set up different mechanisms as to how past students could have, would be able to give back. The subsequent days that followed, the management of the school and the alumni association, we had a Zoom session where the board chair and the principal told us the extent of the damage and what we were able to do, what we could do, and the past student body didn't hesitate, as we would say back in my days, we didn't hitch. We got into gear, and with my group, we started the burial fundraiser, and I know other groups did something similar. I think if I remember, yes, the South Florida Alumni Association, they had a drive-through, and they raised a significant amount of money, which they have donated to the school. Another alumni, another year group. I don't remember correctly if it's 2002, it was 2002 year group, but they also made a significant donation to the school from the fundraisers that they did, and people contributed in their own way to individually. And in addition to that, there was a day was planned for past students who were in the area to come in and help with a cleanup effort to get the school up and running. So, if I remember correctly, I think we may have delayed opening of the school for a couple of days, or we did hybrid. We did hybrid learning. I stand corrected on that, but it was up and running real quick. So, want to give a special shout out first to the principal, as he would have spearheaded the effort, and to the board of management in the support that they provided, the principal and his staff, administration, management staff of the school, and also the teachers, as I know it would have been under trying circumstances. So a special shout out to the people on the ground, as they had to maneuver what was being done, and also to the ministry and the students for being flexible in terms of, because work was being done while school was going on. So, special, and let me repeat it, I'm not repeating myself, but we have to acknowledge the efforts of the management staff, the principal and his management staff, the teachers who were teaching under trying circumstances, and also the students who were flexible in terms of coming in. And when we had the opening of when the school year started, we had past students who actually came and welcomed the students, the first year students, because we realized that it was still a big deal for them in terms of their first day at school. And, we wanted to, in some way, acknowledge that. And I must say to Dervan, that is something that we adapted from you guys at Rabat, the Great Calabar School, in terms of that welcome committee. I saw you guys doing it, and I mentioned it to our people, and they thought it was a good idea. And so we adopted it, and of course, made it a bit better. This is nice. But yeah, so it has been a journey, and but it was a collaborative effort for all the parties that were involved, and I think it, and even with the building of the 84, the undertaking, the initiative, the 84 initiative, to 84 group that said that they were going to do this. And I was like, wow, okay. And, any way I can help, count on me. But we didn't know what the future holds. And then after that, one of, as I mentioned, Victor Lowe, he decided to jump on to provide some financial assistance. And then after that, the 86 group jumped on. They did some fundraising and were able to raise a significant amount towards the effort. And then we also jumped on the 83 group through the contribution of Mr. Samuel, Porter Samuel, and Samuel's Hardware. So sometimes I'm saying that to say that sometimes we may not know what the outcome is going to be or how we're going to do that. But I'm reminded of the quote that the longest journey begins with the first step. And, sometimes it's just stepping off, just making that first step and having faith. And I think the 84 group took a leap of faith in terms of starting this project. And it just so happened that others decided to come on board, and it's happening. And just before I came on the call, we got an update as we get regular updates as to what is happening. And so the work is definitely progressing nicely, and where that is concerned. And I think to the best of my knowledge, everything has been restored from burial, for the most part. I would say 90% complete or back to normal. We still have some work to do for the ceiling of the auditorium, but the zinc or the damaged area was covered. So I gather that there may be a few corrective efforts that's probably needed. There may be some leaks here and there, but to me, that's minor issues that can be easily rectified. So, and I said this before, but I think the ministry stepped up in a big way. So a shout out to Minister Fable and her team for what they did in terms of because I thought, to be honest, that it was going to be on us, the schools, for doing that. And we were prepared to do that undertaking because, of course, we are managed. So we were prepared to do what was necessary to get our school back up and running. But, they carried the heavy load, the ministry that is. So I really have to give a big shout out to them. And of course, the principal and his team, as they would have had to do what was necessary to get everything going. But Dervan, it was an ordeal. It was, as I said before, it was like a war zone when you look at what happened. And we saw an aerial view. Tears came to my eyes, actually, when I saw what the damage is done. So it was significant. It was significant. And I've never seen, even though we went through Gilbert, well, I went through Gilbert. I know you were a tiny toddler back then. But we never had that amount of damage in Gilbert. And even though you pass and see, that one touched me in a big way and touched quite a lot of us in a big way.
Mm. And what's the forecast, pun intended, with respect to?
Well, the forecast is, or the status quo, we're back to normal, basically. We're operating normally. Forecast is we're going to continue doing what we're doing. We see the need. We see the need for management to continue. A part of our school song actually refers Manning as Westmoreland Hope, Jamaica's march in Taylor. So that is part of school song, I would say, is our pledge. And it's something that we actually sing at every opportunity that we get. Westmoreland's Hope. And that is significant for us. That is very significant for us. Manning's has always been the leading school in the parish and also one of the leading schools in Jamaica. And of course, we are the second oldest school in Jamaica. Arguably, some people will argue that it's the oldest, but we won't go into it this morning. But I say that to say that we have a significant role to play in the development of the students, the children of Westmoreland and the parish of Westmoreland. Because a lot of our graduates, and Jamaica too, as we've had a lot of significant contribution, our past students have made significant contribution to Jamaica and different roles and things that they do. I won't even start now to name all the past students, but notably, I have to pause to say the very radio station that we're talking on right now was actually founded by a man in past student, Sir Newton James. So that's just to show the reach of Manning. And so from that perspective, in terms of the forecast, we have to continue. We have to put our shoulders to the wheel because Jamaica is dependent on us. Westmoreland is dependent on us, and I stress Westmoreland because Westmoreland has had a significant amount of brain drain, and the parish is not where we would want it to be. So with that being said, I'm hoping that we can do more to help our beautiful parish. As there are lots of things we know, I don't have to go into it, but Westmoreland, as is in our school song, Westmoreland Hope. I'm just getting a bit emotional, but yeah, we have to continue being who we are for Westmoreland. So, as past students, we have to continue giving back. We really have to continue giving back to the school so that we can help I do apologize there for that, so that we can help our parish from that regard.
Oh man, you're good.
Sorry. As they say, breathe. But yes, Dervan, sorry. There's a significant role for Manning. There's a significant role for all past students to give back to our school and to help our parish, Dervan. It's not. Sorry, Dervan. Unfortunately, Go ahead. You go ahead. Sorry, you filled in at this moment.
Yes. Yes, I can well understand the emotions at this time. Most of our lives, I'm told, is spent at school in our upbringing, and so those are the years that tend to bring tears.
was one of the reasons why you're correct, Dervan, and that's one of the reasons why we decided that even with our principal, we wanted to pay homage to our principal, Mr. Herbert George Neto, for his rule. And it's not only about him, it's about him and the staff that were there. Because we have, in the mirror that we did for him was a recognition of not only him, but all the teachers. Because it is because of them of who we are today. Because of them, we are who we are. So, and because of Manning, we are who we are. So we owe a lot to our school. And I am a fighter for Manning. I am a fighter for Manning. And I'll die a fighter for Manning. I will bear my chest like Bustamante for Manning. Interestingly, he did that in Westmoreland too. I guess it brings that era out in you. Westmoreland does. But so with that, and then there is the parish of Westmoreland too. And I think, as our school song says, Westmoreland School, Jamaica's march maintain it. We have to do what we need to do. I think anything Manning's, the contribution of Manning helped Westmoreland directly. And so because of that, we, as I said, I think the brain drain, us leaving, a lot of us leaving, and of course, that's just life. It has somewhat negatively impacted Westmoreland. And different things which is already the news. But so that's why we have to do what we need to do and help our school so that we in turn graduates, because not everybody leaves, but we in turn our graduates can help our beautiful parish.
Hold a moment, please. Let's come back to beautiful parish in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes to 8 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it is 4:45 a.m. in Anchorage, Alaska.
Taxpayers. Select tax offices will be open this month and Saturday for your convenience. Conduct motor vehicle transactions, pay property tax or traffic tickets, renew your driver's license, or drop off the relevant documents at any of the following locations: St. Andrew, St. Anne's Bay, Montego Bay, Mandeville, or Savannah Lamar from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Portmore office remains open on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visit www.jamaicatax.gov.jm or call 888-TAX-HELP for details. Tax Administration Jamaica, changing the way we do business.
Sammy's Shoe Store BOGO sale is now on. Get affordable footwear and accessories in the newest styles for the entire family. Visit Sammy's Premier Plaza, King Street, Boulevard Shopping Center, Sovereign Village, Portmore, and 10 Cumberland Road, Spanish Town. Sammy's BOGO sale ends November 2. Sammy's, the shoes people. In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, you need to know.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora, live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Steve MacDonald, an outstanding past student of the Manning School and you can well understand his passion for his alma mater. So you,
That is outstanding. I'm going to have to send you. Thank you so much. I don't know if I would say outstanding or I'll just say bad students. But I thank you nonetheless. That's kind of you. But yes, sir, when I was in the beautiful parish of Westmoreland, I heard that back in the days when they were asking, where is the best place in Jamaica? Someone said, shouted, West, where there's more land. That's how we got our name, Westmoreland. You know, we have the 7-mile stretch of beach, but it's so much more in terms of when you go to Westmoreland, in terms of the people, the greenery, the land is fertile. You know, it's just the people there are nice. Growing up, it was a pleasure. And so that is why we have to do what we have to do. And I thank our past students who stepped up to the call, because as I mentioned before, everyone after the passage of Peril, everyone was eager, or the past students were eager to find out what happened and how we can help. And at the same time, they too would have sustained damages, and they decided to help nonetheless. So a big shout out to them where that is concerned, as you know, they were selfless. And I think who is it? Graham said that there is a special place for you. So that is how I feel about my fellow past students. That there's a special place for them. Let me quickly add up there. A special place for them up there, right? In terms of the work that they did, where the fundraising is concerned. And again, a big shout out to the principal and his team for guiding the restoration effort, and also the board too, who quickly did what they did. But yeah, we're excited in the project, Dervan, in the new classroom. We call it the 8-4 project, and we thank them too, because they decided that in that collaborative spirit that they invited others to participate. So it was not a big deal when we said, okay, Mr. Samuels from Samuels Hardware is donating $1 million in terms of business supply. Can we partner with you all? Because initially we were thinking that it could have been, well, initially the donation was supposed to be used in the burial restoration. So when we saw what was happening, we pivoted and we spoke to Mr. Samuels, and he was okay, he was on board. And then we spoke to the other stakeholders, and everyone, the 8-4 group, they were on board. They welcomed the offer. So we're working together, and together, I think when we work together, we can accomplish great things. So kudos to everyone, and thanks again to our parents who helped. And Dervan, I must say thank you too for giving us this opportunity to share, because I think it's important for the story to get out. And so I want to thank you for giving us this opportunity to share the story, because a lot of the time, I know that I'm part of the Alumni Association here in Ontario, and we have quite a vibrant and active alumni group or groups in Ontario from the different schools, and they regularly do fundraising. They regularly have dinner dances and so forth. But a lot of times, people don't know what is happening, and so just to your wider audience, I want to appeal to them to support these events. I know that it also takes place in the U.S. too. It is also an active group in the U.S. To support these events when they're happening. And yes, the prices, the ticket prices, especially for the dinner dances, they may be a little bit high, but still, they're going towards a a good effort in terms of what is being done. As I talk to the different high school representatives here in Ontario, and they tell me what they're doing and how they've helped their schools, it's nothing but remarkable. And helping the school means that they also help our families back home, right? They help our families back home. So even someone may say, well, I don't have anybody going to X school or that school, but by donating there, you may have a cousin or some other relative who end up going to that high school. So we need to give back and support these fundraising events whenever they happen. So I just want to make that appeal to the wider diaspora group.
How is the institution doing academically and otherwise, as far as you're aware?
We're doing very well academically, Dervan. We have always been, for the most part, we have always been in, well, so I know they have this rating that is based on the number of subjects passed. I know some people, there's challenges about whether it's a good rating or not. So if I can use that for this discussion, we have always been for the most part, we have always been in the top 10 of that rating. 1 or 2 years we may have fell to 11 or 12, but for the more consistently, we have always been in the top 10. I think for 2023, we were 10, and I think 2024, we were 9, or it may be 22 and 23. 24 results are out. Yeah, so it would have been 24. So we have always been we have always done very well academically. And in the western part of the island, and probably even the central part of the island, we are probably academically, we are probably the best high school down that side. Certainly the western side. That includes the parish of St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland, and probably even going into St. Elizabeth too. So my Hampton and Mono friends may challenge me on that, but I'm corrected. So academically, we have always done very well, and and a big shout out to our principal, the management staff of the school, and the teachers where that is concerned. As I know, it is a challenge. It is a challenge for what they're doing. So I want to, tip my hat to them and as we say, enough respect, because they have managed to have pretty much kept that standard from an academic standpoint. So we always want to, we strive for better, of course. So we always want to see how we can improve our standing where that is concerned, and not only the standing, our standing in the parish, but also to see how we can help the other schools in the parish to improve too. Because I firmly believe in when tide rise, all should rise. And I always tell people that it's lonely at the mountaintop. So if we have our friends with us at the top of the mountain, then it could be much better. So in terms of what we're doing, we're also, I think, trying to facilitate the other schools in the parish to improve their academic standing too. And I think from time to time they keep workshops and all of that in terms of what is being done. So even though in some instance it's 100 meter sprint race and you try to be the best, we still view it as there's a communal aspect of it in terms of a relay where we try to help each other to get better. Because I think we think that it's not only about us as Mannings, but also about the parish too, as our school song says, Westmoreland's hope. And so so we always try to help each other. Academically, we're doing well. I must say too, and a big shout out to our STEM. We, as I mentioned earlier in the discussion, we started Victor Lowe actually donated a STEM building. So we were one of the first schools in Jamaica to make a serious step towards STEM, and I think probably the first school in on the western side of the island. So make a serious move towards the whole STEM. And I know you like to say STEAM, but we were already dominant in the arts. So we wanted to make a good move in the STEM era. And a shout out here to Mr. Campbell, who is our science teacher. He has been pushing the whole STEM project, and we actually have a set of past students who are working directly on the STEM programs to try and facilitate and help the whole STEM program. And we've recently had fundraisers, and a shout out to Dr. Johnson and his team who spearheaded a fundraiser, and also the South Florida group who assisted in doing a fundraiser for our STEM department to purchase specialized equipment and so forth to help our students where that is concerned. So, we're doing well, and we're branching off into the other areas, and because we at Manning believe in a well-rounded student. And as you know, I almost slipped me. And I noticed, I would know that you mentioned academically, how we do academically, for me to say that we've, as Manning, had the most valedictorian at UA. We hold that record of having, to the best of my knowledge, let me add that, of having the most valid of any high school in Jamaica, having the most valedictorians. And quite recently too, one of our students was awarded he was the Rhodes Scholar for Mr. Niles was actually the Rhodes Scholar for Jamaica. So academically we're doing, let me say, extremely well.
Hold it there for a moment, please. One moment, another break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
8 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 4 p.m. in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Tune into Power 106 FM for Power and Glory every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Power and Glory with the extraordinary Alpha Mackenzie. Join us for the inspired word and reflections, as well as soul-stirring gospel music every Sunday with Alpha Mackenzie from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Okay.
On Power and Glory on Power 106 FM, the Power 106 FM app, One Spot Media, and go-jamaica.com.
The following is a public service announcement. Please be advised that the telephone lines for the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, are currently out of service. Persons wishing to reach the agency can do so on the following alternate numbers: 876-618-0215 or 876-618-0217. NEPA is working feverishly to have its telephone service restored in the quickest possible time and wishes to apologize to its clients for any inconvenience caused. That was a public service announcement from the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA.
In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks.
Before the break, there was a bit of bragging here about Rhodes Scholarship. I wonder why.
You know, it was something that we were questioning. Why? What is it that we needed to do to get that enviable title of having a Rhodes Scholar? Because we've had very, 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 very brilliant students over the years. So it was always something that we wanted. How is it that this has eluded us? However, Mr. Niles delivered. He was actually a valedictorian, a UE valedictorian too. And he delivered, and we wish him all the best in his future endeavors. And those who here who have had the privilege, and I say privilege, and pleasure of hearing Mr. Niles' story, it's a very interesting one because he talks of his struggles. He almost dropped out of UE. He was a bit not focused during high school, and so to be where he's at right now shows the saying that you can be whatever you want to be, and also it also illustrates his faith, because he has a significant amount of faith in the power of the Lord and the mercies of the Lord. So and Niles will tell you too that a special shout out goes out to the teachers. We can't praise the pot for being beautiful without praising the potter, because we have a very, very, very good set of teachers at Mannings, and I know that they're struggling. So I want to really thank our teachers for staying, because we're at that point in our life in our country's life, where we hear of teachers leaving regularly, and the fact that yes, we've had teachers who have left, but the fact that our teachers continue to stay, continue to mold these children into the successes that they eventually become. We have to give a special shout out to them. They're being unselfish, and so we have, because they can serve. Our teachers can command the highest pay anywhere in the world because they're that good. And again, so thanks to the teachers, the principal and his staff for the wonderful job that they do, and again to the past student body. It's a collaborative effort, as I've mentioned before. When the call is made, for the most part, the past student body steps up and delivers. So we have to give thanks to all who contribute, and certainly the contribution of Mr. Piccolo in that symbol that is making a significant contribution to what is happening. I saw a report recently where it was mentioned that AI is going to start, artificial intelligence is going to start to play a significant role in BPOs. And I mentioned that because BPOs have had, they're now almost a sector, a business sector in Jamaica. But the STEM and robotics, we're now into the industrial revolution of technology and the incorporation of technology in our day-to-day life. We see banks using, a lot of workplaces using less human staff and more technology. So we have to, our training has has to adapt to adapt to where the future is going. You were asking about the forecast earlier on. Wayne Gretzky, the number one hockey player here in Canada. He retired long ago, but he's still rated as the number one. He's like, oh, you think both. He was asked why he was so good, and he said he envisioned where the puck was going. So puck is like a ball. That's the little thing that they hit around. He envisioned where it was going, and that's where he went. And so, to be really successful as a country, we have to do the same. We have to envision where the future is, what the future is going to be like, and then we have to position ourselves to take advantage of it. And that is what we're doing at Manning in terms of envisioning what the future will be like, and then doing what is necessary to take advantage of it. And then that will also benefit Westmoreland. So we're not leaving out Westmoreland. Remember, as I said before, we are Manning, that is. We are Westmoreland's hope.
Indeed.
So,
sorry, go ahead.
So with the other thing, you mentioned about the in terms of forecast, what the future looks like.
Yes.
The other area that we're always, as I mentioned earlier, we're always about having a well-rounded student. So in terms of the other areas outside of academic, sports, and extracurricular activities, that is something that we're big on too. So we try to see how best we can excel in sports. Our volleyball team they've been doing very well. In most years, they're either runner-up or third or fourth in the country. The first spot has eluded us, but we're going after it nonetheless. And of course, there's football. One year we went to the D Cup, the Foster Cup final. And we still try to learn from our bigger brothers, Rob in terms of how to be a better track and field school. So we're watching you guys and trying to copy you guys to see how we can excel in that area. But and then we also have a vibrant cadet, and we have a proud group, which they're also doing very well too. So we try to, and we also have other clubs like photography and robotics club, which I mentioned earlier, and a video club. So we try to look at try to take a holistic approach to education. And it's not only about academics, but we want to have a well-rounded student from that regard.
Sounds like you've been covering a lot of ground, in a manner of speaking.
We have to, Dervan. We have to. Remember, we're Westmoreland, so
Mm-hmm.
we have to.
Absolutely.
And Jamaica's March maintaining.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually drilled into us when my year group, I must say, as by Mr. Nito. And he always recites Mr. Kennedy's former President Kennedy speech. It's not what your school can do for you, but what you can do for your school.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much at every session, whenever he spoke, it is something that he would reinforce, that you always say about repetition.
Greatest form of, it's the greatest form of pedagogy, also pronounced pedagogy.
Right. And it is for those of us who were not A students in English, you want to break that down a bit slow? The pedagogy part.
That's
reinforcement?
No, it's a school of thought that speaks to an
In
approach to
front of your
learning.
mind.
Mm,
Right. So keep it in the front of your mind.
yes.
So when one thing that I learned later in life that if you want something to stick, so I learned this while studying. If you want something to stick, read it, recite it, at least at a minimum 3 times. And at times when I'm called upon to do public speaking, I was told that if you want to get a point home, repeat it at least 3 times to your audience. So it's big. So that is something that was always reinforced with us as students by Mr. Nito in terms of giving back what you can do, and it's something that is stick with us, and that is, I think, the reason why certainly the 83 class stepped up as they did, and also Mr. Samuels also stepped up as he did. In terms of and the 84 group and the 86 group and Mr. Victor Lowe and the other past students who have always continue to contribute and help. One of the other things too is that in terms of sports, we're also revitalizing our cricket team. So we have a set of past students who are working on that too in terms of getting it going again, because it has gone in a lull, which I found, I think cricket on the whole in Jamaica has gone on a lull, on a bit slow down a bit for what I've seen. I guess consequently that's why West Indies is performing how it's performing. But which I find interesting, because at the same time here in Toronto, in the Toronto area, I find that they're building more cricket pitches and on a community level. I just find that to be very ironic that a place like Ontario, Canada is putting in place more community cricket areas.
Hold it for a moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes past 8 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 6:15 a.m. in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Join us every Sunday for Indian Talent on Parade with Dr. Winston Dolan from 5 to 6 p.m. Listen and learn all you need to know about the Indian community, culture, and music. That's Indian Talent on Parade with Dr. Winston Dolan, 5 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, right here on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app. October 24 to 31 is being observed as the United Nations Global Media and Information Literacy Week. The week highlights the importance of equipping people with critical thinking skills in today's digital ecosystem to discern or identify reliable content. Keys to identifying reliable content include ensuring that the source of any information is authoritative, which means they're reputable for having knowledge in the particular area. Also check for accuracy against other sources of information. Stay tuned to Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. I am Dervan Malcolm, and a couple areas to touch upon now is we have Dr. Trevor Dixon waiting in the wings, and made reference to also being a part of or involved in or has made his contribution uh, through his organization, Jaja Foundation. So we're all connected, aren't we? So we're going to do the, yes, indeed.
It's like a chain,
Mm-hmm.
and life. I think life is like that. We're all different links along that chain,
Mm-hmm.
and by us working together, we can or being interconnected, we can have a very long chain. But someone put it to me some time ago that everything is interconnected, and there is a causation effect of everything. So those new classrooms that we're going to be that is being built right now, that will allow more students to come into management.
Mm-hmm.
What that also means is that there will be more places. So we're taking, let's say we take an additional 80 students, or let's say 60 students, 30 for each classroom. That 60 students are now new additional students are now able to enter manage. And it means that there are 60 more places. It has a multiplier effect into the other areas. In essence, it is 60 less opportunity for those young people to become gunmen or criminals in that sphere. It also means that they're taking off their life is changed, the trajectory of their life is changed. So when I walk back into Westmoreland, I don't have to fear those people, right? Westmoreland's hope. So a simple thing as making a contribution in that way to help a child means that I can go back home and I don't have to worry that that child who may not have had that opportunity to go to school, to get an education, that they will resort to robbing me or my family. It means also that child, and we've had, that child could go on to become a doctor. Something could happen to me or one of my family members could be a car accident. That same doctor is the one who ended up saving my life at the Tabernacle Hospital or in any hospital in Jamaica. Because we have quite a few doctors, even at the Tabernacle Hospital, who are graduates of management school. So, sometimes when we help, there's an appearance that we're helping others, but we're actually helping ourselves. Just that sometimes we don't see. We may not see that ripple effect in terms of what is happening. And a book that I'm reading is saying that butterflies in, let's say, somewhere like India can actually contribute to a hurricane in the Caribbean just by the flapping of the wings, the changes. So we don't see the multiplier effect of buying a ticket and for $100, or even giving a $25 contribution to a fish fry or a $30 contribution to a fish fry that students are doing. Not realizing that we're able to send a child to school. A friend that goes to Cornwall, they have a scholarship program, and he was recently sharing with me what they're doing. And one of the applications that they got, the student just said, I wanted to go to school, right? And now that child, they had to choose, what I gathered that they had to choose the day that the child could go to school a week before. The parents had to choose whether they had enough money for that child to go to school on a 1 day per week or 2 days per week, right? Even though that I gather the past thing, which I won't touch right now, is the information is there, but still, the money wasn't there. Anyway, fast forward, that child is now in the second year of university, right? A child who would not have been able to go to school. So it's what we're doing, and as small as it seems, and big up, and shout out to Dr. Trevor Dixon for his work.
In fact, he's on the line. He's on the line.
I'm like one of those politicians. I'm pretty sure you can't give it to us. But Dervan, I'll wrap real quick. In respect, first I want to say, thank you very much for allowing me this privilege and to just to share our story. Thanks again to the class of 83 for what they have done, and special shout out to the supporting families and the family career in Negril and Little London. And also special thanks to the 84 group for undertaking this project and for allowing us to participate. And also to the 86 group for what they're doing, Mr. Victor Lowe, for what he continues to do for Mannings. He gives back selflessly. It's like one of those uncles, whenever you want, you can always go and, you get a helping hand. So we want to give a big shout out to him. And again, to the principal, the board, the management staff, and to our teachers. I can't say enough to our teachers. Thank you to our teachers for all that they continue to do. And yes, thank you very much again. I really appreciate the opportunity.
No, thank you. Thank you. You're the one doing the heavy lifting, as I like to say. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. And let's see now. Dr. Dixon, are you there? Oh. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we are now at thanks again to Steve MacDonald for a comprehensive presentation on the subject of the work done and still being done through the institution itself and its interests. And that's, of course, the Jaja Foundation, Jamaicans Abroad, helping Jamaicans at home. Dr. Dixon, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Dervan, and thanks for having me on. It was a pleasure listening to Mr. McDonald speak about the efforts, hurricane efforts, and the great things that are happening at Manning School in Westmoreland, why we should support that noble institution. And I'm happy that the Jaja Foundation, he said it all. Mr. McDonald, he said it all. I think he covered everything I could possibly say. The need for us to support these alumni associations and the need for us to support these different organizations who are doing so much for Jamaica. Without them, without us, I don't know where Jamaica would be. I'm sure, you know that, Dervan, but many folks don't know the significant contribution that folks from the diaspora has made to help to lift up Jamaica, even though we're not on the island most of the time.
And you're being called upon again. Do you ever get tired doing well?
My motto is, to whom much is given, much is expected. And it does not seem physically, monetary blessings that you any kind of blessing you got, you should share it with the world. But that's why God put it in the vision, so that we can share it with the world and keep it to ourselves and just give it to our immediate family. We're stewards of the world, and that's how I see. So I'm oftentimes tired, but I know that the reward is in heaven. So I don't really worry about it too much.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't even realize you'd made a connection. Were you always in touch with Steve McDonald, or did that come through as a result of Beryl?
No, actually, I've always been on your program. I've always listened to him, and I've always added comments to what he said. I didn't know he was actually in Ontario. I learned that today. But I just it's just through the work, you know. All of us who did a similar giving back or humanitarian, we always emphasize each other, and obviously we know that the glue and the link to all this is you. Although you're always humble to say that we do the heavy lifting and you just broadcast it, but you seem to be the hub for all these diaspora organizations to find a way to not just highlight what we do, but just to work together and make a better Jamaica. So I'm grateful that we're all in the same network, and my grandmother always say, "Show me a company, and I'll tell you who you are."
That's right.
I'm happy to be a part of this family, the Jamaican Diaspora, giving back to Jamaica family. That's what I call it. So,
Yes. All right, hold it right there. We have another break, and then we'll be right back.
Help us protect Jamaica's borders. Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs controlled areas. Call Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
8:30 in the morning here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 4:30 p.m. in Kyiv, Ukraine.
Here is a financial literacy tip for your friends at Power 106 FM. Guard your health. If you're uninsured,
you're not
don't
driving
wait
anywhere
to
close
apply
my
for
side
health
this morning.
insurance. If employed,
Yeah,
your
well, I
employer
finished.
may
All right.
offer health insurance,
Yeah.
including high
Okay.
deductible health plans that save on premiums providers. To find
Jamaicans and friends of Jamaicans can help to uplift Jamaica and just rely on the citizens that live on the island. As you know, the average salary of most Jamaicans is somewhere around 100 or 150 US dollars a week. And you know, Jamaica is a country that depends heavily on imports, unfortunately. The gasoline has to be imported. A lot of the food has to be imported. So it makes it hard for people to really get ahead. So they really rely on the diaspora. Those of us who have made it, as Mr. Donald said, lots of us who are able to leave the island and go to other opportunities, and we're grateful for that. But there has been a brain drain, so to speak. So we have to give back. We who have had the chance to go and find greener pastures, we have to go back and say, you know, we are our brother's keeper. And that's spirit that we travel. You know, one of the commandments, you know, love thy neighbor as thyself. You know, love thy neighbor. So what does that mean? Does it mean that you just say good morning to your neighbor? No. You help your neighbor. Who is your neighbor? Every human being on this earth is our neighbor. And we should help them as we would have wanted them to help us if we were in distress.
Mhm. And how has that energy manifested itself?
Well, just to go right back into what Mr. McDonald said, we had a fundraiser. We had a summer cruise fundraiser, and those proceeds from the summer cruise, thanks to all those folks who were able to support us. Some people weren't able to make it to the summer cruise, but they also donated their money. And then back after the summer cruise, our summer cruise was June 15th, and Hurricane Dervan hit Jamaica somewhere around July 2nd or July 3rd. That's when the hurricane hit Jamaica. And people looked around and they were saying, who is going to be able to help those less fortunate in Jamaica? Who's going to be able to help people on the southern coast of St. Elizabeth? Those poor folks at Top Hill, Malvern, and all those areas, you know, Hampton College was hit, Monroe was hit, and Manning were also affected. So who was going to respond in the diaspora? And fortunately, we made a decision to take all our fundraising dollars that were supposed to go towards our ambulance fund. We decided we needed to respond and help those folks in St. Elizabeth and the surrounding areas. And so we took that initiative and we allocated almost all our fundraising funds to that effort. We somewhere around 40 to 50,000 US dollars went directly to hurricane supplies. We're talking plywood, zinc, nails, back to school supplies for the kids who we knew they would be displaced and have a late start. No one wanted to put them like a meat in their soup pot, so to speak. So we helped them with books and pens and all that kind of stuff. And we took that upon ourselves. We brought water. So we spoke to one of our partners at the Black River Hospital, Mr. Stephen Fu, and he said to me, Dr. Dixon, the hurricane is bad here, and if we don't provide fresh drinking water for these folks, we're going to see other illnesses that happen weeks or months after a hurricane where the water may be contaminated. So can you provide fresh drinking water? And that's what we did. So we tapped into the folks in Jamaica to see what they needed, and we brought them buckets, tarps, so many hurricane supplies and doctor school supplies. And that's what we did. And we did it because we know that when it came time to our fundraising again in November, that folks will come out and support us because they know that we're doing the real work in Jamaica, not just chatting, we do the real work. So it's with that effort that we move forward. We don't hesitate with Jamaica calls, and if we can act. There's a lot of things going on in Jamaica now. You saw the gentleman in the airport. He fell in the airport and nobody would respond unless he had to pay. That was the bottom line. And these are the reasons why we believe in the EMS system. It's helping to support Jamaica's EMS system. The more ambulances we can get to the island, the more the fire brigade will have to respond. The more the people can have a decreased response time when these incidents happen. And that's just one example. Obviously, you know, we do ultrasound training in Jamaica's public hospital. As Stephen mentioned to you, Shab Lamar Hospital is one of the beneficiaries of our ultrasound education. And what does that mean? If you're a tourist and you're anywhere in the Cornwall regional or Shab Lamar area and you get injured and you go to the hospital, they can use the ultrasound technology to somewhat make a quicker diagnosis and save your life. so many people die in Jamaica because the diagnosis is not readily available, and this is why we are so aggressive with our medical ultrasound education, and this is why we're so aggressive with the emergency medical services for Jamaica. You saw what happened a couple of weeks ago, a couple of days ago. A gentleman went to Jamaica from Connecticut, a surgeon, Dr. Brady, went to Jamaica to do a surgery, and because of what's the word I want to use? The physician team was not prepared to perform a surgery. This is unheard of, and none of us can believe it. That in 2024, Bustamante Children's Hospital don't have a proper ventilation system, air conditioning system, so a surgeon can perform a life-saving surgery on a patient. And these are the ills that still occur in Jamaica's public hospitals. And because we don't highlight them, people think they don't exist. And if you do speak about it, you're somewhat labeled as a bad apple because you point out what's wrong with the healthcare system. People are afraid to speak out because they fear retribution for their actions, and we know that. But we have to serve God first and know that the truth will set you free. So Dr. Brady was courageous. You saw him; he was in distress because he couldn't believe he wanted to do surgery on his child, and it's about 2 to 6 hour surgery, depending on the complications he may undertake while he does the surgery, and he could proceed. And we need to just do what we can to help Jamaica's public health system. But there's a real problem there. It's not what anybody wants to tell you. Jamaica's public health system has some serious defects, and together through the diaspora, with the collaboration with Jamaica's public Ministry of Health and Wellness, it's not one person to fix this problem. It's going to take all of us, and that's the spirit that we have at the Dervan Foundation. And we hope that 2025 will bring a better year as far as healthcare in Jamaica.
Mhm. And in terms of the resources, otherwise that are normally shared with us here in Jamaica, is it that you only reach for those when it's around the time when you would normally have make these stops at different points and at different places across the country?
No, actually, we have a footprint in Jamaica all year round. We're doing projects, every 2 weeks, the team at Jacoby Medical Center, along with Jamaica's public hospital, every 2 weeks we'll be doing a Zoom session with them where we do case studies with them. They present 6 or 7 cases to us every 2 weeks in different hospital in the public sector. Last week it was Savannah Lamar Hospital. The week before that it was Port Antonio Hospital. And what we do every 2 weeks, we discuss cases, how to best manage them, and we can see the challenges that they face in their environment as far as administering patient care. It's been very successful. So we have a 24 hours, 7 days a week. We have a continuous relationship with Jamaica's public hospital. And that started with Dr. Hugh Wong at the Kingston Public Hospital over 15 years ago. But throughout the years, we have had a stronger footprint in not just the Kingston Public Hospital, but every public hospital on the island. Curtis Jr., Thomas, Princess Margaret, Dr. Lamar, you name it. We have a footprint in the emergency room so we can see whatever their needs are and try to assist, of course, with the permission of Jamaica's Ministry of Health and Wellness. So we are always in Jamaica. We always feel the pulse of Jamaica. That's how we're able to respond to the Hurricane Beryl, because we knew what was going on based on the relationship we have with the public hospital.
And I'm just noticing quite a few responses, messages have been popping up. Bob Ritchie says, as always, a huge thank you to Dr. Trevor Dixon and the Jaja Foundation for their tireless work and contribution to making our beloved island a better and great to making our beloved island a better and greater place. Continued blessings to him and the foundation, says Robert Bob Ritchie from, was it Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota?
He's not from Minnesota, Dervan. He's from right in St. Thomas. Okay, he's part of the Renaissance organization in St. Thomas. They do a lot of great work. We worked with them last year, and we provided health care to the Grand Pen primary school and infant school over there in Albion, St. Thomas. He does great work over there through the Renaissance organization. So we're happy to work with any organization that is great for Jamaica. And they do a great job down in St. Thomas.
Mhm. And there is Paul Miles of the eponymous Paul Miles Foundation.
Yes, he's a Black River man, but he travels throughout the island now, and provides a lot of crucial educational support to Jamaica's public schools. So we're all in this together, and we're just asking everybody to come out, encourage folks to come out to New Jersey, and that's next Saturday, November 2nd. It's at the Foundation Gala. It's going to be a great time. Only $200, and as into the government said, sometimes we put the prices are too high, but if you think about how far $200 will go into the life of a Jamaican who struggling to eat zinc on their roof or needing to put food on their table, it goes a long way. So don't mind the $200. If we do for cheaper, we can, and we know that you guys will come out and support us. Now, we have a beautiful lineup. Derek Barnett and the Statement Band will provide entertainment, along with Wicked Genius on the 1 and 2s. We also be honoring some real champions for the Desert Foundation. Mr. Marcus Bussey from the Trans-Caribbean Express Shippers. He has been one of our champions in the Hurricane Terror Relief and beyond. And we want to honor him for the work, his tireless work. We saw this gentleman packing those hurricane relief supplies into that container on the process. We're there from about 8 o'clock in the morning to about 7 o'clock at night, packing those supplies to make sure that we made the next shipment out to Jamaica, because we knew the Jamaicans who were suffering needed these supplies. So I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Marcus Bussey. And of course, we want to shout out some of our volunteers, Mr. Dave Hines. He's one of our volunteers. He works tirelessly for us. Michael Chekio, one of our other volunteers, who will be supporting and honoring him, and one of our graphics persons. If you go on our website, you see all that graphics. Any image you give to the foundation, you can attain that to the work of Panay Sunlight from Science Media, and she does all our graphics, and we want to honor her. She's been on board with us for about 15 to 17 years now, and it's time we give her roses or her flowers. So come out and support us. It's an open bar, 5-course meal, valet parking. Just come over to 454 Midland Avenue, Garfield, New Jersey, just right across the bridge from New York, 15 minutes drive once you cross the bridge. And come and celebrate with us. Come and celebrate Jamaica. Come and support Jamaica's public hospitals and those folks in need who don't ask for anything, but we know it's our responsibility to help them.
Couple of messages quickly. Robert Bob Ritchie says, "Good morning, Brother Dervan. Sending out recognition and congratulations to the Robert Lightburn High School debate team on their victory of winning the recent Paul Bogle and the Warrior debate, sponsored by the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, Inc. Every high school in St. Thomas was well represented. All of the participants should be proud, and we salute them for being the ambassadors who make their respective institutions proud. But moreover, the parish of St. Thomas. Thank you, Dervan, for playing your role. Our gratitude to you and powerful 106 FM." That's
Amen. I echo Mr. Ritchie's sentiment. The St. Thomas Renaissance group has done a great job of the St. Thomas. I thank you, Dervan, for highlighting the group as we go along.
So there's still a lot more to come in terms of the fundraiser itself. I would expect that there would be quite a build up to the date, and
The build-up is here, Dervan. It's a last week, you may have to really get pushed out. We encourage you folks. We're only halfway sold on our tickets. We need your support. So please, you know, if you have friends in the New York area, New Jersey area, please encourage us to come support the Jaja Foundation and our gala is at 454 Midland Avenue, Garfield, New Jersey. There's a lot of events going on that night, and I don't want anyone to confuse them with the Jaja Foundation. If it's not the Jaja Foundation, you got the wrong event. Okay, so support us as we continue to support Jamaica's public hospitals. We do real work. That's a whole other set.
Absolutely. Are there other contributors, supporters that you'd like to?
Absolutely. You know, please encourage folks to visit our webpage. It's Jaja Foundation. That's JAH Foundation.org. Visit our Facebook page. Same name, JAH Foundation. And we want to give a big shout out to our sponsors this year. We have quite a few sponsors this year. We have the original Dumpling Shop on 3435 Baychester Avenue. That's 3435 Baychester Avenue in the Boogie Down Bronx. They are one of our major sponsors this year. Susie and Collins from the original Dumpling Shop on Baychester Avenue. They were first one to jump on board from that support us. We also want to highlight Harlem Hospital. That's Harlem Hospital in New York City. They came on board as one of our platinum sponsors this year. Big shout out to Mr. John LaPlante, the CEO, and Mr. Maurice Wright, who happens to be a Monroe Old Boys alumni. They came on board big time this year. Of course, you know, Monroe was one of the beneficiaries of the hurricane relief that we did, and Mr. John LaPlante and Dr. Maurice Wright said it was important to support the Della Foundation at our gala this year. So we encourage folks to come out and support us. We have Broadway Stages is one of our funeral sponsors this year also. And of course, the Trans-Caribbean Express Shippers, they're one of our funeral sponsors this year. Thank them for the support. With their support, we can do so much more when Jamaica calls. But when Jamaica calls, we have to answer. The answer we give depends on the fundraising that we're able to do, our supporters and our sponsors. So we need you to come out and support the Della Foundation at our annual gala. It's a beautiful time. Put on your gowns. Tiaras are here this year at the Black Tie event. Ladies come out, show them who you are in support of Jamaica and the needs that exist on the island.
Yes, indeed. And the excitement continues to build.
I think I saw one of the videos with you last year, and again, you were stepping in the name of love. So thank you also for your support. You've come out and supported the massive ceremony for so many years. Thank you for your support, and you can tell them what a wonderful time you had, because you know your work goes a long way. One long way, not just in Jamaica, but in the diaspora.
Absolutely. Well done as usual, and still more to come. And we congratulate you and your team of volunteers, supporters, contributors, partners. It's quite an undertaking.
It's all about the volunteers. You know, I'm just the face of the organization. It exists because of all the volunteers who help us. Without the volunteers, I would be nothing. So thanks to all the supporters, volunteers, and our sponsors for making Dervan Foundation have a new shot in Jamaica. So when Jamaica calls, we can answer. Thank you so much, Dervan, for the time. And thank you, Power 106 and the whole team for always being there for us.
Indeed. Well put. Well said. Well done. And thanks as usual.
Okay, have a great day, and thank you, folks. Remember, November 2nd, next Saturday, Garfield, New Jersey, Jaja Foundation. One love.
Indeed. Thank you. All the best. Take care, Dr. Trevor Dixon, founder of Jaja Foundation, and pushing for another fundraiser. And lots of greetings coming through. Sky Lawson says, pleasant good morning. Morning, Sky Lawson, for Jamaicans and Jamaica. Lorna Shelton Beck says, good morning, Dervan. Good morning, Lorna Shelton Beck. Dr. Trevor Dixon says, greetings from the Jaja Foundation. And Lorna Shelton Beck says, big news, return of the Shelton Project Portland 5K and inaugural 10K. And Trevor Dixon says, shout out to Mannings. The Jaja Foundation was able to donate hurricane supplies to their building efforts. So you see, it's not chattings, as the expression goes, but it's about getting it done, getting the job done. Inez Ayona Campbell Murray says, a pleasant Saturday morning to everyone. Good morning. Lorna Shelton Beck says, my mother's dad, my grandfather, is from Westmoreland. So everybody making sure that they get a bit of the action. And Norman Hines says, blessed morning, Sir Dervan, Malcolm, and listeners all over and in the Jamaican diaspora. Rosemary Mason says, Jaja Foundation up and about. Good morning. Morning. Robert Bob Ritchie. I think we read this message. Yes, we did. And this one too. And Robert Bob Ritchie says, as always, a huge thank you to Dr. Trevor Dixon and the Jaja Foundation for their tireless work and contribution to making our beloved island a better and greater place. Continued blessings to him and the foundation. Albert Lewis, how are you, Mr. Lewis? He says, hi, Dervan, good morning. Great job, Dr. Dixon. Yes, indeed. And let's see. So we have exhausted taking note of the different speakers and messengers. Thank you very much. And we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online. I'd like to thank Celise Pinnock for doing technical and production duties. Thanks as well to Shandell Forbes, who is also a member of the team. And we thank all our guests and participants who got up early enough to be able to speak with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online. In the meantime, we encourage your support for fundraising purposes, which will benefit, it will come back right here in Jamaica. So thanks, everybody. It's been great so far. And we ask that you continue to support the fundraising efforts, those of you at home and abroad. So all things being well, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online returns next Saturday. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Take care and be safe.
Thank you for joining the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online with Dervan Malcolm, only on Power 106 FM.
Hello. Morning. Just a moment, please.
Join Pastor Harold A. and his team as they offer spiritual guidance and intercession grounded in biblical doctrine. Hear powerful testimonies from Jamaica and around the world. The prayer, a source of support and inspiration in these trying times. That's the prayer line on Power 106 FM, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Join us. You listen to Power 106 FM. Time is now 9 o'clock.
Mas Party, I owe you pepper and tomato feel a shine so like morning star.
Wait. Then you not hear about the new white decide name Pega Star from Caribbean Chemicals? I hit the use man. And from the start use it. Why the results is